Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another episode in the Bundesliga career mode. This is episode number 85, and we start today's episode off with the Hoff coming to us and saying he's not happy with his role at the club. Of course, now not a regular first 11 player, but he would start this game against Marseille for our first of two games in today's episode as we come into the Champions League round of 16, second leg here at the Volkspark Stadion. Now, of course, in the first leg away in the south of France at the Velodrome, we won by 5 goals to one of our biggest wins of the series, and of course we come on the back of a 5-0 victory against Bochum. So this season, of course, we haven't been playing as well as I've been hoping after signing so many players and assembling our best Hamburg side ever, but it is worth noting we have had some great results, and of course the first leg was certainly one of those. So coming into this one, the second leg of this tie, I did decide to rest 10 of our usual first 11. Only Cesar Valente would start this game because Marseille came into this one knowing they had to score 5 goals, otherwise they will be going out, and of course the chances of that happening were extremely slim. So it was still 0-0 in the first 30 minutes. We had the first chance of the game, Werner hitting the post, and then Marseille had one there, but that shot went wide of the post, and then from the goal kick we pass out from the back. MTG gets sent down the right hand side here, nice little fake Rabon, and then a great rainbow flick, and that would have been such a lovely goal from Marco Torres Gomez. Sadly, Mandanda made the save, and then Timo Werner went for the acrobatics but couldn't keep the shot down. So still 0-0 in this game, and on the stroke of half time Marseille did have a good chance here. Salah was played through one-on-one, but Valente closed down the angles quite well and he could not hit the target. So the score at half time was 0-0, and the score at full time was also 0-0. Nothing really happened in the second half, and we go through to the Champions League quarter-finals after a goalless draw. So in the end, I don't mind this goalless draw because it's enough for us to go through to the next round. So it was always going to be the case, you know, going into this game I thought I may as well rest 10 players. I didn't even need to start Valente. I knew we'd be fine. There was no way Marseille were going to rock up here in Germany and score 5 at the Volkspark Stadion. We've only lost there twice in the entire series, one in the Champions League, one in the Deutsche Pokal. I could not see us losing by 5 goals at home, so in the end we were totally fine, and we knew we would be. We're through to the quarterfinals, and you'll see what team we'll be facing in just a few minutes time. So pleased with that, and of course the board do want us to reach the final like we got to last season, but I've got bigger ambitions. I'm targeting the treble. Right now we're top of the Bundesliga, into the German Cup semi-finals, now into the Champions League quarterfinals. I believe we have what it takes to win all 3 trophies this year, despite a few poor performances, or I should say quite a few poor performances in this, our 4th season. But still, for our second game today's episode here, we return back to the Bundesliga to take on Hertha Berlin. Still at the Volkspark Stadion, and the first chance would fall to the away side as well. Milik going for goal, but Valente making a pretty impressive save at his near post, but it was still 0-0. Another chance for Hertha though here in the 17th minute, and after a goalless draw in the last game, Marseille didn't threaten us too much in that last game, but in this one here, Hertha Berlin started the game off very brightly, looking to try and get shots on board straight away and try and find the back of the net. That shot going just over the bar, but in the 32nd minute here, a good chance for us to take the lead for the first time in the game. Hertha fails to deal with this cross properly. It comes towards Leroy Sané, who gets around his man with a double fake shot, goes inside to shoot on the preferred left foot, but can't hit the target and puts the shot wide of the post. And that was really our first and only chance in the first half, where Hertha had dominated possession and looked the better side. So in the second half, we had to respond and had to play much better. And 2 minutes after the restart, had a fabulous chance to take the advantage in this game. A great free kick by Valente into the centre. He found Marco Reus with a diving header, but a former Arsenal and Borussia Dortmund man could not find the target. So still 0-0 in this game. And in the 66th minute, another great chance here. Correa cutting inside from the right with the Berber spin, goes through, rises the slide challenge, shoots at the near post, but Jarstein makes the save, and it's still 0-0. And with 9 minutes to go, it was looking like the game was going to finish as a goalless draw. Correa was tackled here, and it fell to Coutinho from about 25 yards out, but his shot on the half volley went way wide of the post and did not trouble the goalkeeper. So still 0-0. And the final chance fell with 5 minutes to go. We won ourselves a throw in, and Marco Reus got it. He gave it to Leroy Sané, who crossed the ball to the far post. It was failed to be dealt with by Hertha. It dropped down towards Danilo, who gave it to Altintas in space, who rifled the ball in at the near post to send the fans into pandemonium as we win the game with 3.5 minutes on the clock. And Altintas, who came off the bench, an unlikely hero, ensures we do collect all 3 points. Danilo picks up the ball after Hertha failed to deal with the cross, gives it towards our number 9, and on the left foot, his stronger left foot, he rifles the ball in at the near post. Jarstein can't keep it out, and we go absolutely mental here at the Volkspark Stadion. So final score, Hamburg 1, Hertha Berlin, an unlikely hero. It's only his second goal in the league this season, but we will take it. It's a really important one, and we do indeed collect all 3 points. So I changed to a 4-4-2 diamond wide because the 4-2-3-1 just was not working. Went as adventurous as I possibly could, as attacking as I possibly could, and in the end, now Tintas on the right hand side. He can play on the right hand side as well. He's got striker and right wing listed as his positions to cut into his left foot, presumably. That's exactly what I'm for the goal. He wins us the game, and we do indeed collect all 3 points. So I would have been livid had we not won that game. We played so much better than Hertha, especially in the second half, despite them having more of the ball. But in the end, we do indeed get the win, and do make sure that we get another 3 points in the Bundesliga, and so sorely needed as well. With Bayern Munich catching us up, and only a few games left in the season, we cannot afford to have goalless draws at the Volkspark Stadion against teams we should be beating. So a dramatic game, but we managed to get the win, and that is of course the most important thing. But still, following that, we have some international friendlies and a couple of youth players wanting to terminate their contracts. I said this earlier on in the season, I do believe, but it's so annoying how if you look at the dates of these emails, they come one by one, day after day after day, and it would be so much easier if all the players just came to us on the same day, so we know exactly what players wanted to terminate their contracts and get it out of the way as quickly as possible, as opposed to having to do it every single advance in the calendar. But still, following this, we had our second international friendly against Canada, and how about this? 11 minutes in, Cesar Valente gets the plaster next to his name, and as soon as this happened and I was watching this simulation, my face went as white as a sheet. He managed to stay on the pitch for the entire game, but Valente got himself an injury, and this is absolutely crazy. But as you can see right now, Cesar Valente gets the injury, and he is out for 6 weeks with a broken rib. Now bear in mind, this is the penultimate day in March when he got his injury, so 6 weeks means he's going to be out for the rest of April. He'll miss the penultimate month of competitive football for the club, and he'll also be out for the first 2 weeks of May as well. Now this is crazy, but Cesar Valente, one of the most important players, if not the most important player in this Hamburg side, the guy we were so desperate to keep after he requested a transfer in the summer. He's had a good season as per usual, but now he's got his first injury of the series. He's out with a broken rib. Fair play for soldiering on and completing that game, but anyway, he's out for a broken rib, out for 6 weeks, and when this happened, I literally just panicked. He's got his broken rib, his first injury of the series, and look at all these games he's going to miss in April. He's going to miss a game against Eintracht Frankfurt in the Bundesliga, our Champions League quarterfinals, which by the way will be against the Spanish side Sevilla, games against Red Bull Leipzig and Augsburg, also in the Bundesliga, our German Cup semi-final against Stuttgart, and the biggest game of the Bundesliga season in what will surely probably be a first versus second clash. As things stand right now, it's going to be the case anyway, as we'll be taking on Bayern Munich at the Volkspark Stadion. He'll miss that game, the biggest league game of the season, and he may miss the Borussia Dortmund game, he may miss the Stuttgart game, the penultimate league game of the season, he may even miss the Freiburg game, depending on what happens. And when he comes back, maybe he'll get another injury when he comes straight back into the first team. If I'm playing with a plaster next to his name, there's a chance that could happen. I mean, this is an absolute crisis. In Season 4, where we've assembled our best Hamburg side ever, we've spent more money than ever before, this has been one hell of a frustrating season. I mean, everything has been going wrong. There's always been something we've had to deal with this season. It's been a real test of our reserve and what we're made of, the metal and the steel we're made of, because all season long we've been getting chinks in our armour with so many difficult situations to try and overcome, and this is the latest one. Cesar Valente, our best player, 92 overall, the best goalkeeper in the world, one of the best players in the world. He is out for almost the remainder of this season. This is a complete crisis. How are we going to do it without Cesar Valente? Tom Mikel is going to come and stand in. He may be 8 years older, but he is 14 ratings lower. Now, when we're losing Valente, one of the best goalkeepers we've ever seen in any of my career modes, how are we going to cope with this disadvantage? Well, it's going to be extremely nerve-wracking now between now and the rest of the season. I really don't know whether we can compete on all 3 fronts and try and win this treble without one of our most influential players. You know, I really don't. And this has been such a frustrating season. It's been such a difficult one one for us, because despite being where we are right now, top of the Bundesliga, German Cup semi-finals, and now into quarter-finals of the Champions League, I've said it all year long, we have not been playing as well as these results make it look like we've been playing. We've been struggling on the pitch. We've got players off the pitch complaining. You know, of course, Valente's transfer request, transfer saga right at the start of the season. So many things have been going against us this season. Can we continue to fight on all three fronts for a historic treble, even without this latest big disaster for us, losing Valente for almost the remainder of it? Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, and hopefully Mikel will stand in and prove that despite being a much worse goalkeeper than Valente, he can still do a very decent job. But that would end today's episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode, guys. A big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode in the series, then please leave a like. Likes, of course, much appreciated, and it will help the channel grow as well. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. How are we going to do without Cesar Valente? We'll see the first game without him in the next episode. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next episode in the Bundesliga Career Mode very soon.